It's pretty not gonna be to say that long. Hold on. Ugh. Where would you stay? I like them. People, so today I want to talk about the hikers, but I got caught up in something else because we figured out some stuff about somebody else. But try to keep it to the hikers. So today I picked up some hikers and changed them over in the park because I want to get a chance to see exactly, test them out. I mean, walk around a bit today, have a little fun with them. And I didn't pay much for them. I paid roughly $39 and 99 cents, I think it was. But anyway, so far, so good. I freaking like them. They're super, super comfortable. Super comfortable. And had to have any extra insoles into them to make them feel comfortable. I freaking like these things. So I think that's gonna be my kick. Going out and finding like cheap hikers, sneakers, snow boots, stuff like that. And I do a lot of walking, so I definitely can beat the crap out of them. See how long they last. I know the other pair was nice. It only lasts 1 month because I was able to kill the treads easily. Ate the treads down pretty fast. They're 24,000 steps a day. Yeah, they went quick. So I guess we can get a chance to put them through a real brutal test. I might do some. I might post these on Amazon too. Like I said, I get a chance to test them out. And from where we walk at, we really get a chance to test them and see how long these treads are going to last. And that's one of the things I've got from seeing a lot of complaints. Some complaints, some people weren't too happy about how long they last. But those particular pair, if you're just everyday walking, they should last longer than that. But for what I was just doing, no. They're lightweight, ones I like. We get another pair. They grip the ground. The heels are fantastic in them. Heels are actually kind of cool in these too. But those are really nice. But they are a bit thin. If you step on something, you will feel it. But I do like these better. So get a chance to test these out. And I think I'm gonna start doing my reviews on Amazon. I could do the recording videos and post them, and then that way I can come back like a month later and say, hey, this is what happened. Now, like I said, if you're using this to walk around the house or just little stuff walking around here and there, they'll last. But what I do to them, ooh no, can burn them treads down quick. See how long these last. Usually I go through maybe wintertime less, summertime more. But summertime, I got to get a new pair every month. That's what that comes down to. So, what I'm looking for right now, any squeezing, because I got wide feet. I have a triple E and a boot. So, these right here are only 9.5, they're not triple E's. I got plenty of room. Loving that part. It said no arch support, but I'm not really feeling any problems with my arches. So, it's real comfortable. As I tell people, you know, especially if you do Disney, you may want to invest in some really good walking shoes because you're going to walk a lot. The Magic Kingdom, the Ecop and all them, they're a distance from each other. You're going to do a lot of walking. So, invest in something comfortable. I wish I would have rocked these suckers. What the freak was I wearing in Magic Kingdom? I think they were Nikes. I think I had Nikes on. Even they were causing my feet to hurt. I should have got hikers. Hikers are built way better than sneakers. Much more comfortable. Oh man, these things are incredible. It's literally like walking on a cloud. And they're lightweight. I made sure I got something that had a breathable mesh so my feet can stay nice and cool. Wow, these things are great. We'll walk our way up. I'll take the long way through. And I got a little mid-tops. Mine are the high top, the mid-tops. So I can have some more support around my legs, my ankles and stuff like that. like these. They're not even name brand either. Man, I remember there was a time in my life so shallow that the only thing I was wearing had to be name brand. I wouldn't have dared want near a pair of boots like this. I was missing out. And now I see on Amazon has these quirky sneakers, and now these quirky sneakers are going up. There's a pair on it that used to be $30. They're $90 now because they become popular. They become popular. That's what it comes down to. Enough people buy them, wear them, and they become popular, their price will go up. You get one star, one mega star, go out there and put some sneakers on that he probably got at a thrift store, probably bought at a Walmart, and started rocking them on stage. We're like, oh shoot, what the frick are them? Everybody start buying them. Price goes up like lugs. You know what lugs are? Lugs were work boots. That's what they were. Before they became a fashion boot, they were nothing more than a work boot, and they were sold at Sears. That's where you could get them at. And later on, more and more people started rocking them, and they blew up. And now the lugs are like 80, 90, you get some for $100. Some lugs. Find them everywhere now. But they used to be sold exclusively at Sears. I miss that too. I thought about that. The Sears catalog used to come out. Sears used to have their exclusive clothes. It was just for them. It's much more affordable. That's when the Levi's were all the rage. Everybody had Levi's. There's so many pair of blue Levi's you can own. After a while, they all blend in together. Oh man, crazy. Then they came with a different color Levi's. Everybody's rocking those in the 80s. Especially Run DMC. All they wore was black. Had to have them black Levi's. Had to be boot cut. Had to fit perfectly. That's why I said the new generation didn't understand the dress code of the 80s. It wasn't just rap at the end of the day. It was everything. You had freaking punk culture. You had freaking prep boy. You know what I mean? You had people that were, when Prince came out, just about every Latino I knew, because they could rock that whole beard setup. They could get away with it. They was rocking that. Then you had Run DMC. Only people that take a pair of sneakers and remove the shoelaces, and they sell even more. Because then everybody's rocking on those shoelaces. And you couldn't just walk around in those things. You had to be able how to cuff your pants and your socks, ball them up. So they would, between what kept them on your feet was the wad of socks you had around your ankles and that boot cut Levi's that would fit nice and snug. And you had to learn to walk a certain way when you walk with Adidas with no laces in them. It was kind of like more like kind of a magnetic flat foot to the ground. Because you can't lift up and run with them. Things will come off. So you had to walk a certain way with them. And I'll never forget that, coming in the house and having no freaking laces in them. My mom was like, you forgot your shoelaces? I'm like, nah, Ma. That's how they rock them. They don't put no shoelaces in them now. She was like, I don't understand y'all. I don't understand y'all. Every time my mom come in, we got some new style. Public Enemy came out, and now I'm coming in. I got this freaking Public Enemy jacket. I got the freaking beret to the side. I got the Ray-Ban black glasses. Huge, massive clock on my chest. Rocking some patent leather Adidas. Still rocking the Levi's. And they're going, yeah, boy. My mom's like, oh, God. Now it is every time y'all come in, something different. My baby brother had dreads. He was into Das Effect. If you ever heard their music. He used to wear this big old bucket hat. Bucket hat was so wrinkled up. Just slamming on his head. Had his African beads. His Timberlands, his butters. Just go walk out the door and go take off somewhere. My mom hated that bucket hat. Why don't you just iron it out? Why is it so wrinkled? It had to be wrinkled. That's the style. The wrinkled bucket hats. Oh man, we had so much fun, man. So much fun. My sister was into the Madonna stage. Oh, that was her thing at the end of the day. Every time you come and you see your kids like, man, they ain't never gonna grow up. Yeah, how are these people gonna get get a job and live. This is what they're doing. But it's a phase. Everybody goes through a phase. You had the phase in her era. You know, you had preps and you had greasers. And that was a real thing. People think, oh no, that was actually a real thing. You had greasers and preps. People that wear the leather jackets, Levi jeans, and rolled up, and the motorcycle boots and all that stuff like that. Yeah, pompadours and all that stuff like that. They're considered to be outlaws, criminals, all that other stuff. And then you had the more preps with those suits, so dressed up. I mean, little penny loafers and all that stuff. That was their heritage. They looked at them other guys like they were delinquents. And they weren't. They're just expressing themselves, that's all. When you think about it, even the people who dressed preppy, they were no better too, because they did dirt too. Depends on who was wearing it, that's all. When rock and roll came out, there were parents that couldn't stand that music. They thought rock and roll was the devil's music. Kids were permitted not to play this in their homes because they considered it a way of worshiping Satan. This is when rock and roll, what's the name? Not Holly Berry. I can't think of his name at the end of the day. But anyway, Elvis and all the rest of them, his bands, I don't know how too many of them at the end of the day. That's not my era, but they consider that to be the devil's music. Anything involving electric guitar, devil's music. Screaming into a mic, devil's music. Yeah. Changing of time, that's all. Changing of time, that's all. Now you go to the beach, women, back in the 1920s, if you ever played Bioshock before, you go on a beach scene, women didn't show their ankles. And not even the Wild Wild West didn't show their ankles. Pretty much everything's covered up. Imagine that. Sitting on the beach at a freaking 90 degrees, got this big old hat on, got these like sleepy time pajamas on, and you got boots on. Cover your whole body up. You look at the women today. Ain't nothing there. Nothing there at all. I'd be terrified to go to the beach. There are things I do not want to see. Not everybody looks the same when they're wearing clothes. You got people got too much confidence, wearing a slingshot bikini at 300 pounds. That is not a day I want to witness. Sorry, I just don't want to witness it. My boots are nice and comfortable, I like them. You see too much. And enough Vaseline and dark glasses to cover that one up. Oh my goodness. That's why I don't go to the beach. Ever. I don't need to see that much skin in my entire lifetime. It's way too much. Well, you know how it is now. They're half naked when they go to the beach now. But I don't understand that part either. I have plenty of women friends ask them all the same question. How is it that you go to the beach with this micro bikini on, barely holding everything together, and yet if a man walks into your house and you have bra and underwear on, which covers more than the micro bikini, you scream and run for your room. You explain it to me. And they just sit there, they just look at me when I ask them this question. Well, yeah, please do explain that to me. Because that's one person that just came to your house and you have bra. Bra. And bra that covers way more than a freaking micro bikini. And you're on a beach with thousands of people. Make that make sense. There you go. Yeah, I never got that answer, ever. Never got that answer. Never, ever got that answer. We're less than that when you're on the beach. All right, where we're at now in this adventure of testing these boots out. Because they're nice. So far, I'm happy with them. I got no pain in my ankles, nothing. They feel fantastic. I'm going to walk down here. I got to pinpoint areas to walk because I done been all over this whole place. I've been all through this whole area. I've been just about everywhere. Everywhere! Anyway, so yeah, just interesting. I had to ask that question right there to a couple of my female friends. And I just sit there just baffled. Yeah, please tell me how that works. Well, it's my underwear yeah. But you're on a beach in a micro bikini. You show more skin in that thing than you show in your freaking underwear. And you're in front of a bunch of thousands of people all over the beach. You're a lady walking around the boardwalk with this thing on. Explain, please. Can't explain it. That's a baffling question. You ever get into an argument with a woman? Answer that question. That's in the conversation. Yeah, figure it out. Or tell one of them jacked up riddles I got in my head. Those 3 riddles that are in my head that I can't speak about. So when I mention them, if I tell you about them, it'll be stuck in your head. You'll never get that thing out of there. The important thing is knowing how to block it off, have control of your mindset, of what you think. Be able to take that thought and keep it here. Like some people have locked doors in their head. They're able to put in security systems to lock things out. These are people that are going to block out emotions. They can block out emotions. Some people can't. Like you know who. You can't block out any emotions. He cries so much. Oh, I'm sorry, people, to bring it up. He just cries so much. I got to bring it up. This is the reason why we talk about this guy so much. I've never seen anybody like him. He cries so much. The phone calls, the email rants, crying. Mind you, keep in mind, he contacted the people we did the installment to, was crying to them. He was literally crying on the phone, trying to make people feel sorry for him. Good gracious. Wow. 1 minute it's funny. He gets on YouTube and he acts all big and bad. And then behind closed doors, he's a coward. Well, you figure it out, buddy. I can't wait to go to court and you don't show up because I know what's going to happen to you. Bench warrant. You're going to cry in the police car, I guarantee you. I guarantee you, I'm going to get that video footage. I want that footage of him in the cop car. Matter of fact, ahead of time, I'm going to have, just in case we get any problems, I'm going to have my attorney reach out to Baldwin Police Department to see if we can obtain that footage. Because I'll send an attorney to go get it. Because I know if I try to get it, I'm like, oh, you can't. All right, no problem, fine. I'll bring in the big dog. He'll get it for me. I'm getting that footage. Because people do the dumbest thing in those cars. They start talking in cars. There is, that whole system in that car, police vehicle, is wired with cameras and mics. Because they get most of their confessions out of those units. You know what I mean? People get in there, get to talk and start acting all big and bold because you're in the back of a car, cop car, and you start running your mouth. That entire system in the back of the cop car is wired. There's cameras back there and mics. There's live mics. Like those girls that were planning to kill this kid in school, and they get in the back of this cop car and they just start ranting about how, you know, how they're gonna look in their mug shots and bragging about what they're gonna do. They used all that against them in court. They're never getting out. And they're young too. Most likely they're gonna certify them as adults. That's definitely gonna happen. But the worst thing about it is they're gonna put them in a situation where they're gonna put them in a 302. They stick them in psychiatric evaluation, they'll never get out. That's the whole point. That's why they stick them in there. You'll never get out of there, ever. It's an endless loop. You'll never get out. Because in order for a person to get out of a place like that, you would have to be so calm and collective on everything, which means that the difference is if you're in a lockup and you get in a fight with somebody over some cards, right? The most that's going to happen is, depending on what you did, they may put you in a hole. You know, at the end of the day, you may lose physics. Anything can happen, right? But that's the least that's going to happen. You know, that's the least. Some of the card games, somebody throws a table, or somebody gets mad, starts screaming and shouting, right? That's it. It's going to come in and basically break it up until you go to your cell. That's it. But in an institution, it's different. You snap. They look at that as a violent outburst. And this means they will accumulate more time on your previous sentence as an undergoing evaluation to see what triggered that effect. And what triggered that effect could give you an extra 3 years easily of them studying you, trying to figure out what triggered your effect. You can't say I'm fine. That doesn't work. They're going to say, no, you're not fine. You had a violent outburst. A violent outburst. That means you in your mind had the intention to kill or hurt another person. And you can sit there and say, but my intentions weren't to hurt another person. I was just upset, a human emotion. Like, no, I think we need to look deeper into this. You're screwed. You're going to spend so much time. I've seen people in there. I've heard of people in there I had to go through evaluation when I went through, when I did what I did. And I was like, oh, heck no. You're not sticking me in this cycle of madness. I'd rather just go through the system in due time and get out. Yeah, you'll be in there for a while. You snap, get upset. Normal stuff that people would do when they get angry, they take it as something completely different. They take it as a violent snap, breakdown, whatever. You have illusion, whatever they're gonna call it, but whatever it is, it ain't good. And they're gonna keep you in there indefinitely. So the freaking 10 years you might have got will turn into 20, and then 30, and 40, then 50. You'll be in there for a long time. On top of that, consider the fact that psychiatrists can override the DA. So he can easily come in there and say, hey, we need 3 more years with him. I think we got a breakthrough. Judge will sign off on that in a minute. He'll override the DA all day long. He can keep you in there as long as he wants. Especially if you got a jacked up doctor. At the end of the day, he just want to keep you in there because they're making money off you from the state. Oh, you're screwed. They're never getting out, ever. So that's what's going to happen to them. And then the worst thing about it is, they got it good. No. You understand the evil trade-off on that one. The evil trade-off on that one is, when you're in jail, you're with some crazy people. But when you're in those places, you're in there with the nightmares that make nightmares. You're in there with the Freddy Kruegers and the Hannibal Lecters and Red Dragon. You're in there with the real deal psychopaths. And people do all kinds of crazy stuff, like eat people. You're in there with those people in there. That's what you're in there with. The most violent, heinous people on the face of the planet. You're stuck in there with those suckers. And their people don't talk much. They don't talk at all. They just do. Whatever reaction that pops up in their head, they just do. No thought process, nothing at the end of the day that says, hey, this is wrong to do. It doesn't even exist in their world. That's what you're dealing with. And a week I was in there, under the bullcrap they put me through when I was in there, I watched the guy put a pencil in someone's neck. He didn't even freaking get upset with the guy. Just looked at him, and whatever voice told him to do whatever, he did it. Yeah. From that environment, I was like, oh, heck no. We ain't doing this. They said it would shorten my term. I was like, forget that. I'm doing a full term. Forget that. No, you're not doing this. Yeah, right in his neck. No reaction, no anger, nothing. He wasn't angry with the guy or nothing. He did it because whatever told him to do it, that's what did it. Whatever told him to do it, he did it. That's what you're dealing with. And the other part of it. Now, when I was in there, they tried to put me on meds. I was like, no, I ain't taking jack. I'm under evaluation, which means temporary here for evaluation. That's it. To get out. My lawyer got me out of that mess. Sticking me in there. Oh, heck no. They put you on that stuff, you'll never be normal again. So you gotta be careful about that too. So you wanna do that whole plead insanity nonsense because you try to get out of a case, let me tell you something. The trade-off is not good if you stick you in there. So those people, those kids, they're never gonna get out. Their life is over. It's done. Way to mess up your life at that age. All right, well, we're in a section where they're doing a lot of work at. I got a chance to check these things out. Let's see. Got any money on me? I'd like to go back to the ATM machine. What if I did bring any money out? Hold on, one second. I got money on me. Okay. All right. I gotta go, people. See y'all later. Sorry about the noise.